Okay, so for one thing, today is all about my topic that is a big prize thing for me is that I never wanted to get married. What does that mean? I never had an inkling that I could even think about getting married because that wasn't a priority for me. I wasn't around individuals that were getting married, that I wasn't exposed to women that were all about the married life. I just wasn't about that life. I mean, my life was all about being educated, focusing on creativity, focusing on understanding that what I have to offer as a woman is beyond being just a wife. Now here I am. I mean, there's been a lot of challenges, a lot of dating. Ugh. Dating is trash buckets. Like I tell my husband and everyone else, dating is trash sometimes. I mean, it creates an experience for you, but reality is when you date, bro, that shit is for the birds. I went through it all in the dating world. I went through stalking, sexting, texting, connecting. I went through having to figure out if, you go through those dates where you're like, I kind of like you. You're kind of cool, but you're really not my type per se. But I'm going to go with it anyways. And one thing that I learned is that women have the power to choose. We get to figure out who we want to be with. And a lot of times women don't grasp that fact. Like, we're all about trying to get to our partner, but realistically, we don't need to be focused on doing so. And the partner will come to us when we're at our best, right? When we're at that place where we're confident in who we are, where we're confident in our capabilities, where we're comfortable with being with self, we will have the opportunity to meet our primary individual that's going to be the best person for us, our best partner, someone that we need versus someone that we want. Because there's been a lot of times that you've been connected to people that you want. Those desires can trump that need, but realistically, that want is not necessarily the best thing for us for the long run, right? So my thing is that I'm all about teaching people and teaching women to get to a point where they understand that they can be with themselves and they can simmer and learn who they are on their own. I mean, I literally, for a whole year, 1 year before I met my husband, give or take, it was a few months post my going through this experience, I had no internet, no cable at home. I literally challenged myself. I said, you know what, Tamika, as an only child, you can tackle this. You can be one with self and you can save some money at the same time. No more Comcast, because Comcast had me all kinds of wrong, right? We all know Comcast got y'all wrong too. But I was like, no more cable, no more internet. And you know what that forced me to do? It forced me to get to a point where I said, you know what? I have to look within. I have to be with self. I had just gotten out of a relationship with a narcissist, complete narcissist, older little short guy that I should never have been with, ever. I don't know what I was thinking. We all know women. We've all been there where we've been with someone where we're like, boo to me and boo to you too for me even considering being with you. But I was in a relationship where I was with this guy, short guy, about 7 to 10 years my senior. I can't wait. I'm 35. Who cares? The end of the day, he was someone I was not meant to be with. And I was so attached to this dude. He could literally manipulate me to question what I knew for sure for myself because I wasn't sure of myself. And I didn't understand that until after the fact, until I got past the pain and all that shit that you go through when you know you're not supposed to be with someone, but you keep doing that. Man, as women, we do that. And the worst lesson that I learned for myself was, first of all, I had to forgive myself because I knew I was smarter than that. Or I was smarter than having to deal with a man that was taking my energy. Okay, I was smarter than that. I was smarter than to allow some other individual to just rip pieces of me for their own gain. I knew I was smarter than that, but I allowed that to happen, and there was a reason for that. I will tackle that on another time. But the point was, I was with this guy for years, on and off, okay? This dude was borderline stalker material. I mean, I remember having a real conversation with my best friend, and she was like, Tamika, what are you doing? And I was like, girl, I gotta get off the phone with you. I gotta go. I'm about to go connect with him. Peace out, girl. Love you. And I kept, the more I allowed myself to be in those scenarios with him and allowed myself to be dictated by his wants versus my needs and my wants, I messed myself up. And that even more made me say, I never want to get married. If I wanted to use my laptop computer to do something truthfully, I had to get my tail up to go to a cafe or something. And in that, I met so many individuals. I had so many experiences. And the experiences led me to the opportunity to get to know myself, whether I was out or not. Either I was out and I was connecting to people or whatever, and then I went home and I had to simmer with self. And self is pretty damn amazing. I'm just saying, y'all need women recognize self is amazing. You are amazing. You have a lot to offer. You got everything that you need, so that we need to get to a place where we grasp that all those things that we have, all that amazingness within ourselves, we need to bring that out, right? We need to bring it out. And I brought it out. And I feel like I illuminated that, right? You become this powerhouse of an individual, that you break free from all the emotional distress from that past relationship, from that past situation. And you get to a point where you're like, I'm Big T, right? I tell people to call me Big T, but I'm really Little T, whatever. But I got to a place where I was like, I got this. And I was confident. I would go out by myself. I would eat by myself. I would hang out with other people by myself. And I was so pleased with my life. And I went to a day party. I mean, listen, before that, I connected with so many guys that were not the ones. We dated. We just weren't there. We'll talk about that on a whole other level too. Like, we just weren't connecting. That some of them just weren't on my level. Maybe I wasn't on their level in their world, but they were not on my level, and I wasn't interested in continuing the relationship. Make a long story short, went to a date. Serendipity happened. And when you do things that are right for you, serendipity does occur, right? Serendipity is that great thing that aligns things so appropriately for everything to fall in place for you. And that's what happened with my meeting Logan. And Logan's pretty amazing. Like, he's amazing for me. We're the best partners for one another. And we are pleased to be with one another because we appreciate all the things that we had to tackle to get to a place where we could connect to one another. And we've experienced some real trials and lessons. I have learned that the universe provides you with whatever you are intending to occur for your life, right? So if your intention is to meet a person that is soulfully connected to you, you will get that. If your intention is to meet someone that can care for you financially, you will get that. If your intention is to have someone that will raise your ego, you will get that. If your intention is to have a life partner, you will get that. We have to be very clear on our intentions. Our intentions define our reality. And a lot of people say it all the time. You have to live the life that you desire in the future right now. So whatever it is that you think that you want, whether it's success, whether it's a man, whether it's kids, you have to kind of operate with that, in that space of, I have provided space for those things to come to me. When I was internet free and cable free, I had opened a space for me. I wasn't so occupied with things that were beyond and outside of me. I was more connected to who I was, and I provided this empty, narrow space for an individual to come in and kind of complement who I was, because now I recognized who I was. And I was able to identify with me beyond the tech world and beyond the distractions that we all have. And please believe I'm all about distractions now. Currently cause me to have nightmares. Literally, ask my best friend. She's like, Tamika, stop watching the news. Stop looking on the internet. And yet still, guess what I'm doing? Looking on the internet. Point is, we have to prioritize self, but not in a selfish way. When you are all about finding self and connecting with self, you can be the best person that you ever need to be to other people. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here for you to understand that you can get every part of your life that you ever have desired, right? You can have more money, you can have more time, you can travel more, you can have the best relationship, you can have the amazing kids. And listen, things come, like tragedies come, but it's how you react to those tragedies. And please believe I've been through a substantial amount of stuff. My life isn't super carefree, but I've created somewhat of a way to deal with things. I try to be really chill about things. I try to adjust and go with the flow. Go with your flow so that you can be less stressed. And that was one thing too that happened with my relationship, my past relationship. I was so stressed, I had high blood pressure. Like, do I really need to have high blood pressure because of some dude? No. Okay, so that's the point. Point is we don't need that. So in the end, cheers to you. Cheers to all that we can be. Cheers to all that we can be together. Cheers to life. Cheers to the best that life has to offer. And cheers to figuring out that this world and this life right now is too damn short for us not to experience everything that we so desire. Stop pressuring yourself to be perfect, but start prepping yourself to be on a level that is beyond what you've ever dreamed of. And you can execute it. It's just a matter of trying, right? It's just a matter of being. It's just a matter of going in the right direction, and things fall into place when you do things that are right for you. So let's get it. And for all information, connect with me via email, Tamika@couplesexperience.net. You can also go to www.couplesexperience.net. Connect with us through Facebook, through Instagram. If you want to have a 15-minute conversation with me, you can book that too. Just connect with me on couplesexperience.net, and we can talk about all these things. Like, what is it that you're trying to figure out in your relationship, in your life, in your career? I've tackled it all. I'm here for you. I'm willing to have that chat, and then we can rediscover what we need to discover, right? Until next time, I love y'all, for real, for real. And we all need one another, and we all need to be in this together. And I believe in that. I'm living that. And we're all about that experience more lifestyle. And love makes the experience. Don't you forget it. Until next time, cheers, y'all.